Hi, this is Richard Vague, and I want to take a moment to talk about the astonishing story of China's debt. China has far more private debt, or should I say, all non-central government debt, in ratio to GDP than any other major country. Private debt growth has been the primary driver of China's miraculous economic growth, but it's left China with a stultifying private debt burden. Business debt alone is 157% of GDP, which is over twice the level of U.S. business debt to GDP and almost triple its own level from 1985. And business debt has been the primary component of private debt used by Beijing to power growth. Going back in time, China's households were not really borrowers, but that's no longer true. But from 2006 to the pandemic, they went on a borrowing rampage, and household debt now stands at 61% of GDP, up from 11% in 2006, a six-fold increase, and almost at the level of Western households. The real action most recently, however, has been local government debt, or LGFV debt. You may see that acronym, which has now shot up to 72% of GDP from 39% in 2014. That's how local governments meet their GDP growth targets assigned from Beijing. They get a growth target assigned, and one of the easiest ways to do that is to use their own local government borrowing authority to fund primarily real estate type projects. If they build something, it counts towards GDP, even if it never gets used. So, the consequence is that it's turning to more and more into roads to nowhere, empty buildings, and the like. So businesses, households, and local governments are all increasingly overburdened with debt. But China has one area where it's not yet over-indebted. That is strictly or purely central government debt. At 21% of GDP, it's been pretty flat over the last decade or so, and compares obviously very favorable to other developed countries such as the U.S., which is now at 124% central government or federal debt to GDP. For that reason, I think that perhaps you will see the central government debt ratio itself start to rise over the next few years, perhaps in areas like military spending, which is an easy way for a central government to increase its own spending, simply because over any multi-year horizon, it is the best card China has left to play to drive growth. That's it for this week. Thanks.